Hello, bonjour, and welcome to the new Alti Wine Exchange video. Welcome to this channel where we explore together, we learn about, and we taste the wonderful world of wine. If you're not familiar with the Alti Wine Exchange, it is a wine investment and trading platform as well as a wine club that has exclusive high-end wine offerings for collectors and investors alike. It allows you to freely get your wine sent to you or keep them in your account for an investment. Check out the link in the video description to learn more about it. It's worth it. Here, I want to give you a quick rundown and overview of some of the top wine regions in Europe, the ones wine connoisseurs and wine collectors dream about at night, the ones they buy the most bottles from when they want to cellar the best crus and age them for their grandchildren or enjoy with their most knowledgeable wine friends. Let's go and talk about the top 5 finest wine regions in Europe. On this channel we dive into and explain how every wine region is special, what makes every one of them unique with their wines. We detail especially the areas that make the finest wines here. So we've covered the best wine areas individually from quite a few countries already, explaining them in depth with dedicated videos, so I'll be linking to those videos as we go if you want to learn more. Here I want to give you an overview so you know where to look for if you want the finest, the crème de la crème of fine wine. And for this we need to start with Bordeaux. I'm not ranking those 5 wine regions by the way here, but Bordeaux is without a doubt the region wine collectors and investors get wines from, buy wines from the most. The fine wine trade around the world has been investing in fine wines from this region in southwestern France for centuries. Top Bordeaux appellations from the left bank and right bank alike, such as Margaux, Pauillac, Pomerol and Saint-Emilion, command some of the highest prices in the wine world for a reason. The best vintages are really dense blends of Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot that can age beautifully for decades. The most expensive Bordeaux, called Petrus from Pomerol, sells for north of $4,000 a bottle, with vintages like 1945, 61, 82 being around their peak right now, which is actually telling about how well they can age. The region counts with some of the most prestigious winery names in the world like Chateau Margaux, Chateau Lafite Rothschild, Mouton Rothschild, Cheval Blanc, Ozone, and many more, all the 1955 classification chateaux as well. Bordeaux makes outstanding sweet wines as well, white wines, the Sauternes that many cellar for decades, if not centuries, like Chateau d'Yquem. Bordeaux is high up there among the top collector level wine regions. If you want to learn all the details about this incredible region, go and watch my complete series dedicated to them right here. We have, I think, around 6 episodes just about Bordeaux. Maybe go there after watching this very video, but for now, let's continue with our top 5. Now if you're after some lighter red wines than the big Bordeaux's, you want more finesse and a bit less tannins in them, but you still want age-worthiness and unparalleled complexity, or if you want the finest white wines on earth as well, well, you have to look at the red Pinot Noirs and white Chardonnays from Burgundy. This area around the central eastern part of France counts with one of the coldest climates in the country, but with its unique limestone-rich terroir and its 500-plus-year-old tradition of fine winemaking, Burgundy is the ultimate region for top wine collectors. The best vineyards there are really tiny, the production volumes are therefore very small from the top Grand Cru sites in particular, so prices are very high, often higher than in Bordeaux. There's too many fantastic villages to include here them all, but check out my series about the best ones here, wines from top villages such as Vosne Romanée, Puligny, Montrachet, Meursault, Chablis, Pommard and many more. Wines that are from our wildest dreams. Honestly, Burgundy is the holy grail of fine wines, rare, expensive, but so refined. It's not too much argued that France makes many of the finest wines in the world. There's 3 out of 5 regions here in these top 5 for a reason. But in Europe, Italy has to be a very honorable second, with its incredible variety of areas making really diverse fine wines all over the country. The most sought after collector wines in Italy, though, are wines not everybody has heard about or drunk a lot of it very often, because they're rather scarce and expensive. I'm talking about the wines from 2 villages in the Piedmont region of northern Italy, Barolo and Barbaresco. Ask any top collector of Italian wines what their best bottles are. Chances are they'll tell you about these 2 villages. The local grape called Nebbiolo, also grown here on a rare limestone hilly terroir, combines an incredible aromatic concentration, a lot of tannic, grape and density, a massive age-worthiness with surprisingly an immense finesse as well. Those wines somewhat have the best of both worlds, big and bold, powerful, tannic, generous, but somewhat also very elegant. Power expressed differently than in Bordeaux, but they have the same density of tannins and a reminiscent finesse that you can find from Pinot Noir in Burgundy. Check out this video right here if you want to learn more about those Barolo and Barbaresco and what is the subtle distinction between the 2 villages that have similar styles but different. If you've never tried these gems from Italy, or if you haven't investigated them and tasted them quite a bit, if you haven't tasted enough of them or few of them, well, you should definitely look into those. If there's one name in Spain that really stands out for its reputation, and if there's one name that is synonymous with fine wines in Europe outside of Italy and France, well, it has to be Rioja. Although I could have picked Ribera del Duero as well in Spain, since it makes the most expensive Spanish wines, some of the most expensive Spanish wines. Check out my series about Spanish wines to learn more about them all. But Rioja simply is more famous globally, and the way top bodegas combine and blend wines from some of the best terroirs across this large and varied region is just absolutely unique. How they use American oak or French oak as well, or a combination of both. The Reserva, Gran Reserva classification system based on wine quality and the length of the oak maturation that is used also is very special in the world of wine. Again, we have a limestone-rich terroir here in Rioja, perfect for crafting these Tempranillo-based gems, again combining high-end features such as a powerful density, an abundance of red berry flavors, immense spiciness from the oak, huge tannic density, together with finesse and an elegant acidity. Rioja is a fascinating universe with wines worth cellaring 20 or 30 years easily for the best examples. Finally, it is impossible not to mention here the uncontested best wine region for making sparkling wine in the world, Champagne. Of course, Champagne sounds obvious, everybody knows it, everybody has one every once in a while. It is a large wine area that produces quite a lot of wine, but it is also the area in the world that simply makes unquestionably the finest bubblies on the planet, and it'd be hard to argue with that. You need to look into the top cuvées though to get the finest expressions that will be able to age for a very long time. The level of craftsmanship, the vineyard selections they make in Champagne, growing grapes from Grand Cru sites that have been identified as being the best for centuries. They've been selected over centuries to find the best sites. The blending, the maturation at the winery, the aging on lees, all those factors are virtually impossible to replicate anywhere else in the world. The chalky soils, the sheer coldness of the area as well is quite unique and unparalleled in the world. Champagne is not just the prestige of a name, there is a unique quality to these sparkling vinos, and the finest prestige cuvées are a testimony of this fact. Learn more about what makes Champagne so special right here. I mean, Champagne is definitely in the top 5. The world of wine is simply immense, very broad and you could say quite complex. So many villages and crus and regions and countries now make delicious wine in absolutely all corners of the globe. When it comes to fine wine, Europe, where it all started historically, still has a major role to play. It has had that advantage of starting way earlier than everyone else at finding the best areas that are the most suitable to grow good grapes. The ancient Romans, if not the Greek, kick-started it some 2000 plus years ago, and that's a solid head start, isn't it? Now, this list of the top 5 wine regions on the continent is not exhaustive and probably not perfect, as it's hard to rank wine regions. I don't really like doing that, and probably it's pointless. So we could have included many more: Tuscany, the Ribera del Duero, the Douro Valley in Portugal, the Mosel in Germany, the Rhone Valley, of course, in France, Tokai in Hungary for sweet dessert wines, and many, many more. When it comes to the very finest wines in Europe, though, the ones wine connoisseurs collect the most, invest on, speculate upon, even sometimes, those 5 have got to be right up there among the stars. We've covered those 5 and quite a few more regions on this channel, and we'll continue covering the most interesting fine wine areas in the world on this very channel, so stay tuned and subscribe to join us throughout this ongoing journey. We'll have a lot of fun, we'll learn a lot as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon in the wonderful world of wine. Cheers.